Hey everybody, this is rture, and in this video I'm going to take a look at the Avalanche ecosystem. I'm going to chart AVAX, Yak, and Joe for you. This video is sponsored by Crypto.com, the exchange that allows you to trade more than 200 pairs with up to 10x leverage. You can get access to more than 40 quarterly futures and perpetual contracts. You can earn daily rewards on your balance with no lockup period too. If you sign up with the link below, you get an extra $50. Use the word of CRO. Let's start with the Avalanche chart. This is the AVAX USD chart on Binance. As you can see on the daily, there is a big move going on AVAX. It's holding the trend fairly well with these moving averages being respected. Yesterday on the volatility, we saw a dip towards the 10 EMA, but that one got bought up quite quickly. So we'll have to zoom in a little bit and see what's happening over here. AVAX had some quite nice impulse moves after this consolidation period here. It respected the 20 EMA in this upward move here. It didn't really hold it at this moment because of the Bitcoin volatility yesterday. So we see some recovery happening. This is quite a big wick, and I think it's just because there was some liquidations here and price got back up to normal levels. You could say that this is the support level at $87, but you could also make an argument for actually this pattern over here, and this pattern over here is the bull flag pattern that might form. So I think it could play out that AVAX will just bleed into this support or into this lower trend line, and I think the real trend continuation happens when AVAX starts to move across this upper trend line and breaks out. So for now, I think we have to patiently wait on the lower time frames for this consolidation to play out, for buyers to step in, and wait for AVAX to show some momentum to the upside and continue that trend. I think it would be a little bit worrisome if AVAX starts to close below $78 or $77, because that could mean that this support level that was retested here is being broken. So also make sure you have a plan for exiting your positions if you are holding a bag. So the next platform I'm taking a look at is YieldYak. YieldYak is a website where you can check your yield farms and you can deposit your LP tokens so they auto compound, so you can put your yield back in the pool for more profits on your yield. And I think it's still one of the best websites that does that in the AVAX ecosystem. So let's take a look at the chart and see how the coin is doing. So this is the chart for Yak, and while AVAX was in an uptrend, Yak didn't really follow, so it went sideways. So it's bouncing between this upper resistance and this bottom support, and in that volatility yesterday we saw that Yak actually tried to breach that support level but got bought up exactly at that support. So it's still quite strong at these bottom supports, and I think until it really breaks we can consider Yak ranging. But I think since it holds, and if the AVAX ecosystem holds up, Yak could start to move, and I think we can expect this to go back to these range highs, and hopefully it breaks that resistance and then makes it sway again up to that 7,500 resistance over here. So keep an eye on that 6,150 resistance, because if that's breaking, that's where you want to make sure you at least let some run for that next resistance. The next platform we're taking a look at is Trader Joe. Trader Joe is a DEX in the Avalanche ecosystem, and it's quite a central player also for yield farming and lending. So let's take a look at the chart and see how it's doing. I've identified a few levels of interest in this chart, and as you can see here at the bottom there is some support, and yesterday on the volatility you can see over here that Joe was actually bought up. Also the RSI was oversold, and we can currently see that there is a small bounce. So it's still acting as support, and we actually want to see a move upwards or maybe another retest holding, but at least we don't want to see this break through this support level at around 2.4. I think the whole support level goes down to $2. So it would be bearish if it breaks through. But for now, it's still holding. And if we zoom out a little bit, we can see that the tops on Joe are getting lower, while actually the chart is basically holding up over here. And that could point to some kind of accumulation pattern, or at least it's a consolidation on the chart. And we'll have to wait a little bit more until this breaks out. And I think one of the scenarios I'm watching is that it keeps consolidating and then breaks out and starts a bigger move. So if it doesn't break down like this, I think that's the scenario you want to be in if you're holding Joe. Like, this is the exit scenario. If it breaks support, you want to get out. But if it keeps consolidating and it breaks that trend line and probably gets above like $3 at that moment, holds that $3, that's where I think another bigger move for Joe can happen. So this was my overview on the Avalanche ecosystem. Thank you for watching. If you haven't signed up for the 500k Congress in the Burp Nest, you can still sign up at theburpnest.com/500k. We start tomorrow with this 2-week Congress. We have a lot of webinars, workshops, and there's free access to the Burp Nest, so make sure you don't miss it. Have a good day, and I'll see you in the Burp Nest.